Welcome to episode 6 of Little Bobbins Knits. My name is Dani and you can find me on Ravelry and Instagram as Little Bobbins. You can find the show notes for this episode at littlebobbins.co.uk, and we have a Ravelry group as well called Little Bobbins Knits, so it would be lovely if you came to join that. I'm really enjoying the group. It's been lovely chatting with everyone, and yeah, it's really great that everyone's there, so thank you so much if you have joined. So, some other thank yous. It's been lovely to speak to some of you this week, so thanks very much for getting in touch, be it on the Ravelry group or through Instagram. And thank you also to Sarah and Matt from the Apple Blossom and You podcast for mentioning this podcast. That was really lovely of you. I hadn't watched them before, and I tuned in and then heard my name, so that was really lovely, and I've been really enjoying catching up with their past podcasts. So thank you very much to both of you. Some people have mentioned that they're having sound issues with the podcast, and it seems quite random. Some people are having problems where it's too quiet, and some people watching on the same kind of device aren't having problems. So I'm really sorry if you are having problems. That's infuriating for you, and I'm not entirely sure how to fix it. So I just wanted to let you know that I'm aware of it, and hopefully soon enough I'll be able to upgrade to some better equipment that will hopefully stop the problem. So thank you very much if you're watching anyway, despite the issues. And yeah, I really hope to get it fixed soon. So this week it feels like I've got a lot to show you because I've been working little bits and bobs on lots of different things. So I'll have quite a few whips to show you, a couple of finished objects, some lovely things, and we'll have a little bit of a knit along or mitten along chat at the end of the podcast. I'm so excited about that. So works in progress. Got a whole stack of things up here. I also have a dog on my desk. He's being really clingy today, so hopefully he won't interrupt proceedings too much. So I did a little bit more work on my Flying Geese sock by Lacey Volk. I just need to kitchen the toe now and start the other one. But I think it's only grown a fraction since you saw it last. That's the problem, isn't it, with working on lots of things at the same time. Sometimes you don't see a lot of progress in the things that you're working on. So yeah, they haven't grown too much, but I'm excited to have finished one. I'm excited that I can actually do it. That always makes me happy. So I'm going to go into the next one with no fear. Just be excited about which scrap yarns to do or to use. So another work in progress. I love this fabric, it's so cute. This is my Knit Your Love shawl, Mum's Christmas present, patterns by Martina Bain, and I'm using this Eden Yarns Ombre Gradient, Blue Ombre I think it's called. It's a Polworth yarn and it's really lovely, and I've done 10 hearts now, so that's really exciting. It's not one that I automatically think, oh, I fancy knitting that, I'll pick it up. It's not calling to me, but I need to get it done, obviously, as it's a Christmas present, so I'm just trying to do a heart as well every so often, as much as I can. So that's another work in progress. Another one has graduated to basket. I find that if I'm getting a bit serious about a project, it goes in a basket. So this, oh, I haven't cut that one off. This is my Vivid blanket basket. I've got a long way to go. Look at all that unknit yarn. Anyway, so I mentioned last week that I've got this Vivid blanket on the go and I'd really like to get it done by the end of the year. because I'm already planning next year's blanket. It's ridiculous. So I think I had 11 squares at that point. So this week I've knit a blue one, a grey one, a pink one, a light pink one, and a darker blue one. This is the Vivid pattern by Tin Can Knits. So a little bit of work has happened on that, which I'm really pleased about actually. I didn't think I'd done that many, so that's quite nice to see. Someone else in our group's knitting the same blanket out of the same yarn, and she'd like to get hers finished by the end of the year, so she sort of spurred me on to thinking, okay, I've really got to give this a go. I've worked out that if I do one a day, I'll be finished on November the 19th, but I'm not very good at self-imposed rules. I rebel against myself, it's ridiculous. But we're both using the Drops Baby Merino. And it's nice and soft, but we've both agreed that we'd like to use something woollier next time. If there is a next time, of course. So that's a work in progress. And then this week, I got a lovely package. One of them's just fallen on the floor, excuse me. From my friend Amelia. We did a swap for some skeins for our silk blanket. So she sent me some lovely yarns. Just dropped one on bobbin, sorry bobbin. So I couldn't resist knitting a couple into my blanket. Alright, Bobs. So I added this one, which is gorgeous and autumnal. And this lovely purple and black one that reminded me of Halloween. So I was excited to add those two in. It's funny, whenever I pick up this blanket, I always think, oh, I must work on this more because it is so fun. I really love it. So it was good to get a couple more on there this week, and thank you for the skeins, Amelia. I love them. So I think that's all my works in progress. So on to finished objects. I finished these. These are my blueberry waffle socks. And the pattern's by Sandy Turner. Bit of thread. And these are in Sparkle Duck Pebble. And the base is called Pebble, and it's got all of these lovely little Donegal neps to make it a nice tweedy yarn. And I love these. I did a Eye of Partridge heel and the same heel turn as in the Skedaddle socks by Elena from A Wee Bit Knitty, and I also used the same toe as is in her Skedaddle socks pattern because I knit the Skedaddle socks for a gift, so I wanted to see how the heel turn and toe would fit because it looks really pretty. I love how rounded that is. So I really love these socks. They're very soft. This yarn is gorgeous if I ever come across it again. Because Sparkle Duck do a lot of shows, and I like to get it at the shows because then you get to see the true colour and everything. So if they have some of this again at the shows, I'm definitely going to get some because it's so soft. And I think with this pattern it's extra squidgy because the rib sort of pattern just makes it so squishable and cosy, so I really love those. They're so soft, I can't wait to wear them. And my next finished object, it's really cute. I wanted to knit something for the Bakery Bears and Penhook and Needles podcast Toy Knit Along, and I've had this pattern in mind for so long because it's adorable, so I decided on Saturday, I think, that I would knit it. And he's so cute. He's really sweet. I've knit him in fingering weight. He's from leftovers of Eden Cottage yarns. I knit Mum a lefty. I think it was earlier in the year, and the little leaves were in these colours and red. And I still had some left, even after adding a square into my blanket, I still had some of the mini skeins that I bought left, and they were the perfect colours for a little patch. This is Patch by Susan Claudino. He's so sweet and tiny, so I really love him. He's got little tiny button eyes. I don't know if you can see. I didn't have any safety eyes small enough, and I haven't glued the felt patches down yet. Oh, I'm not sure if I will or not. Shall we lie down, Bubs? Lie down. Good boy. Sorry about that. I'm not sure if I'll glue down the eyes because he's not going to get any he's not going to get pulled around at all. He's just going to sit somewhere and look cute, so he might not need any gluing. And his little cute mouth. And I've had these tiny little buttons, the little star buttons. I've had them forever and not used them, and finally they've come in handy, so it's good to hoard things, is my message. That's what I'm telling myself anyway, because they do come in handy eventually. I do find if I ever get rid of something, I know I need it very soon after. But yeah, so I was pleased to find those in my little button stash. And I love his little feet and hands. He's just so cute. Mum's already tried to steal him, but I'd like to keep him because he's so dangly and cute. So yeah, there's also a patch knit along in the Naughty Knitter podcast group, so I might add him in there as well because he's so fun and so teeny tiny. I use 2.25mm needles for him to make him all small and sweet. So yeah, he's my other finished object. And now on to lovely things. I did get some other good posts apart from my mini skeins. I have been buying some things, so I'll show you what I've been buying. I started following Deb from Fondant Fibre on Instagram, always hearing about her stuff and how lovely it is. And it was a fatal mistake because her stuff really is so beautiful, and she had a birthday sale, so I just couldn't resist buying a little something. This is a Norwegian wool and bamboo blend, and I'm in love with these colours. They're so pretty, and the fibre is just gorgeous. It's so squishy, but these colours are just perfect. I love them, and I want to spin it, but I just want to keep it in the braid for a while. So yeah, I've got to think about, I want it to be mittens immediately, but obviously I have to spin it first. So I'm going to keep that, stroke it for a while. I also got a pack of mini skeins, and Deb includes a little sample with all of her orders. So I got this little sample of South American wool, which is really fun because I haven't tried that before. So I'm looking forward to getting that. I think I'll probably spin that on a spindle because it's a small amount, so it'll be really fun to give it a try on a spindle. And because it was so lovely, I've ordered some more stuff from Deb, so you'll probably see it very soon. Oh, I won't show you that now. Pretend you didn't see that, okay? The other thing I ordered was this West Yorkshire Spinners yarn. I haven't tried this before. It's a British yarn from British sheep and all processed and spun in Britain, in Yorkshire I think. Would make sense because of the name. And this is Wood Pigeon colourway, and it's a sock yarn. And this is because I want to knit a pair of socks for someone for Christmas. And I love the colours in this as well. They're those sort of dusky purples that I really love, and lovely sort of light petrol blue and the white and grey. Perfect wood pigeon colours. So I'm excited to cast those on. I'm going to cast those on pretty soon because they're going to be just vanilla socks that I can knit whenever I can't look at what I'm knitting. So they'll be fun. And my last new thing sort of brings us on to the knit along, or mitten along. So I'm so thrilled that lots of you want to join in with the mitten along. It's so exciting. I've opened up a thread where we can chat about patterns that we're going to use and yarn that we've got in mind. And I want to knit all the mittens. There's a few people knitting thrummed mittens, which, oh, they've been on my want to knit list for ages, so I can't wait to see how they come out. They just look so cosy, and yeah, I love those. So it's been great to see what people are planning. But I've decided that I'm going to do a pair of the convertibles that I showed last week, but with a rounded top. And I haven't quite decided on the yarn yet, so I'll let you know when I do. And I bought this yarn because I really want to try a colourwork pair. There's popping getting in the way. Now, those colours seem pretty accurate to me. And it's quite a departure from my usual colours of choice, but I was just really drawn to them. The pattern that I've picked, I can't actually say the name because I'm a bit of a prude, so we will refer to this mitten pattern as Pixie Pops. It's by Barbara Gregory. Hopefully you can see that. My printer seems to have messed with the colour a little bit. I don't know if there's a better picture. Ah, this one's cute. They're such sweet, sort of interesting little patterns. I think they're really fun. So I was going to have the purple as the main colour and then the green as the sort of pops of pattern. But I haven't really done any colour work before. I've done a couple of the Tiny Owl Knits wristy patterns, the robin and the robin's nest and the sheep ones. But I think, oh, I did the Cupcake Kitten hat as well, that's a Tiny Owl Knits pattern. But I think that's all, and that was quite a long time ago. So I'm a bit nervous about doing some colour work. But I've been watching A Wee Bit Knitty, and the colour work that Lena shows is just so beautiful. I can't not try some colour work. So that's my plan. Apparently Lena mentioned that circular needles are good for colour work if you're concerned about tension. So I'll definitely get them on circular needles. Ooh, a bit nervous about those. So the mitten along will start on the 20th of October, next Monday, and it will go until the 30th of November. I'll set up a finished object thread and I'll close it on probably the morning of the 1st of December. And I was thinking that we'd use the hashtag LBK Mitt Along. So LBK MITTALONG. And if we can use that on Instagram and on your projects on Ravelry if you want to, just because I'd really like to see all of your projects. It'd be really fun to have somewhere that I can go and scroll through them all. I want to be able to find them all, so it'd be lovely if you could share them like that. As I've mentioned in previous episodes, I love Instagram, so if you can share them with that hashtag on Instagram especially, I would absolutely love it. I've got a couple of prizes in mind, so I'll show you those or tell you about those next week for the knit along or mitten along kickoff. But I'm really excited about it, and I'm so pleased that some of you want to join in. It's really, I'm just thrilled about that. So I think that's all I had to show you this week. My my brain just went. The giveaway is still open for the little bag. That's in the group. Oh, and I've loved reading through that thread as well. It's been so hard to contain myself and not say, oh yeah, I love that too. to lots of things that people are posting. So I've really enjoyed reading through that. It's been so fun. So if you're not a member of the group on Ravelry, then do come and join us. It would be really lovely to have you there. I'm just enjoying getting to know people on there so much. It's been really, really nice. We've got the podcast recommendations thread, and I've compiled it all so that all of the podcasts are in the first post, and I've tried to link, I think I've linked them all, so it'll be easier for you to get to them if you want to give them a watch or a listen. I've also split them into audio and video, and there's a both category. So hopefully if you want to try out a new podcast, there might be one there that you haven't seen or heard before. And I think that's it. So thank you so much for being here this week. It means such a lot that you come and watch, and I'll look forward to speaking to you next week. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.